Hello, this is Mark Isham again. This is the second video on setting up my OpenClaw private instance on GCP using a private virtual machine rather than hosting it directly on my workstation. I wanted to, if you haven't already watched the first video that walks through how to set this up and how to do it cheaply and securely, I definitely would ask you to do that first. Otherwise, this may not make as much sense. So in this video, I wanted to do something useful. So just having an OpenClaw instance that doesn't do very much is not very valuable. You actually have to add some skills to it to actually get some value out of it. So I was thinking of a real-world use case that would be helpful to me. And one idea I thought of was having a skill that would look at my Twitter feed and summarize the last 2 hours of posts to Twitter and actually summarize it with a stock market context. So is the market bullish, bearish? Is there any news that's affecting the market? And there's a lot of noise in Twitter feeds, so it would be good to have just an agent run through and just distill it all down to what you need to know. So that is what this skill does. You can obviously go to Claw Hub and install some of your own skills, but I wanted to first of all, learn how to create my own skill, but secondly, have complete control over the environment. There's definitely been some reports of viruses and people hijacking Claw Hub skills to do nefarious things. And the whole point of this exercise is to have the least amount of privilege possible so that I can actually trust my OpenClaw instance and not be afraid that it's going to start posting to Twitter on my behalf or doing more dangerous things. So let's go ahead and get started. The very first thing that I have in this setup doc, obviously it does use the X API. If you don't already have that, you need to register for it. If you go to console.x.com, log in with your X account, you can actually go and create one. You go and you create an app, and there's instructions on this. Let's call it MarkClaw. Oops, I did that before, so let's go MarkClaw 2. Okay. You're going to need some of these values. Not all of them. We won't need the bearer token for this, but you will need the consumer key and the secret key. So I'm going to save that for now. Obviously, you would put that in a password manager. I'm going to just push it here for now for this demo. I'm going to delete these keys after this demo is over, so it's okay for you to see them. This is just a demonstration. Let's refresh. Okay. The next thing we have to do is we have to set up the authentication settings. Read only, web app. Any URL will do here, any URL will do here, because we're not using it. Save changes. We're not going to need these values, but I'm going to save them just to be diligent here, just in case we need it for something else. But let's scroll those down. Those aren't as needed. Close. Okay, click in here, and then we're going to need an access token. So let's go ahead and generate access token and access token secret. Okay, close. All right, we should be up and running there. Now, the next thing we need to do is actually go into our skill and update this file. So I wouldn't put these values in Git, but for purposes of this demonstration, that's fine. So our API key is the first one, the consumer key, our secret is the second one, access token. Oh my, did I not paste the access token in there? All right, let's regenerate. Access token. I thought I did that. Try it again. Okay. Okay, so we've got a new token. And a new secret. right. Ends in 9x, ends in 9x, ends in li, ends in li. Okay, this looks right to me. All right, so now let's go to our setup steps. If you haven't already enabled billing, you'll need to do that. It's cheap. I put $5 on there. You might need more based on how much you're going to use it. Let's go ahead and connect to our VM again. So from command line, this is our VM instance. Is called MarkClaw. It's in US Central 1C. We are in there now. Okay. And we need to install some dependencies. So I'll talk about this skill in a second, but it uses, you need the Python 3 package manager, which actually, since bare bones, not already there, but it uses Tweepy, which is a Python library to actually connect to the API. So we install that all here. So while that's going, let's go back. Oh, okay, it's done. We need to create a skills directory to put these skills into, since we don't want to use the system default one. And then one more configuration here is we need to configure the OpenClaw JSON file. So this is, you can edit this. I believe you can edit this through the admin web interface as well, but this is just some default settings that OpenClaw uses on initialization. We actually need to add a blurb here, which we'll do here, to tell OpenClaw to look in this skills directory we just created for extra skills. So now if we look at it again, we see, okay, we just got that directory there. Yep, and here's the skills directory, empty. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is we need to upload this skill. So let's go into my project here and look at this. So this is the skill. Let's actually go to the preview mode. OpenClaw, Claude Code helped me create this, but basically it's like a Claude skills as well. You have Markdown that explains what it is, how to run it, which is running this Python file, or Python code, and then it's how to format the results. Basically we are looking at our timeline and using it to analyze for stock market news, summarizing overall sentiment, some knowledge, just some interchangeable, use X and Twitter interchangeably, put some emojis in here, summarize some of the key posts, and here's some information about how to format that. This is the Python code it actually runs. It pulls these keys that we just specified here in this environment file, pulls these keys, and we'll actually connect using the Tweepy, not to be creepy, client to actually connect into Twitter. I hate calling it X, I like calling it Twitter, to actually get that information, and then the skill will actually do the formatting. So let's go ahead and, this is on my Mac now. I'm in the project. You go in the directory just under that skill, Twitter stock news, this name of the skill. And now we need to upload it. So we use the CLI for that. Copy the command in. Okay, let's go back to our VM now. You can see it's in there now. Okay, so now we need to restart the gateway to pick up these changes. Let me look at my setup steps here. Oh yeah, actually we can do an initial test too. So if we go on the VM here, we can actually just run the Python code. Oops, not that. We can run the Python code directly too, just to make sure it's working. Yep, and you can see these are all Twitter posts here. Okay, let's restart the gateway. validation, we can actually just pull OpenClaw for the skills list to see if it's in there. Here's all the skills it knows about. Let's scroll, scroll, scroll. It's usually near the top. There it is right there. Twitter, stock news. And it's ready. So that's good. So now let's bring up our WhatsApp chat here and try it. Summarize my Twitter feed. Ooh, what's going on here? Oh, I think we entered some weird loop. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to have a discussion with the OpenClaw agent to tell it where the skill was. It wasn't picking it up. That's happened on and off before. I guess that's what you get with non-deterministic LLMs. I can show you again though, so we can go through the terminal interface here to show you. It now knows where the skill is, so it's loaded up and ready to go. Yeah, you can see I did it before, but I'll do it again. Summarize my Twitter feed. And now it's going to use that skill to pull it in. Yep, and here it is. So sorry about that. That's not this. Sorry, I had to pause there to interact with that. It should have worked smoothly, but there's a lot of setup to get to this point. I want to re-record this entire video again. So basically, I just went through, and you can see here. I told it, yeah, I told it the Twitter stock skill is in that folder. Make sure to load that, and then it was good after that. So I'm not sure why it didn't pick it up. Maybe the restart didn't pick up the config setting properly, but it knows about it now. It's in the buffer and should be working moving forward. So that is it for this one. I'm still learning OpenClaw. I want to get a little bit more sophisticated and actually get some agents up and running and doing different things and scheduling cron jobs and doing those fun things. But still, I want to be very privacy conscious here, and I don't want to have access to too much information. The good thing about this Twitter skill is it's guaranteed to be read-only because I configured the API key to be read-only. So even if it tried to do a post, it couldn't do that. So I love just having at least privilege for these sorts of tools that we select. That's about it for now. So thanks for listening. Talk to you later.